In spring of 2026, Elena and I went on a trip to eastern Ukraine. The purpose of our trip was to visit the guys from our church who are serving on the front, to support them, encourage them, bring them some treats, but most importantly, to give them the feeling that they haven't been forgotten, that people remember them, that people are praying for them. By the way, soldiers here are allowed to wear civilian clothes when they are off duty. They wear the military clothes only when they go to battle. We also wanted to serve a church near the front line. Our route: Dnipro, Kramatorsk, Sloviansk, Izium, Kharkiv, Sumy, cities you've likely heard in the news. The car is packed to the ceiling. We stopped in Ternopil. The steering wheel was pulling to the right, gonna need an alignment.
First incident. Huge pothole. Our adventures continue. Around 1 hour away from Kiev, our car broke down and we are waiting for a tow truck.
The driver said he would take us to the nearest village. They have got a hotel and auto shop there. We had no idea that God was still working behind the scenes.
This morning I was still in bed at 9:30 when the mechanic called me and he said, okay, your car is fixed. So it was something unscrewed and came out, so nothing broke, so he just put it back together and we are ready to go. Praise God. We're driving through Pavlograd and we will drive 3 more hours toward front. People live a normal life, stores are open, gas stations are open, so lots of military vehicles here, but other than that, life looks normal in Pavlograd. Lots of anti-drone nets for safety. They protect us from FPV drones. This is a very useful device. It detects approaching drone like within 3 miles and signals if drone is approaching. And then if drone is approaching, you have this screen, and the screen shows the video from that drone. Actually, whatever drone operator sees in his goggles, on his screen, I will see the same thing. So if I suddenly see my van from the sky, looking from the sky on this screen, it means I need to stop suddenly and run away from the van.
Wow, Kramatorsk, we finally made it. 2 days before we arrived, 3 Russian guided aerial bombs hit the city center. 2 of them landed right across from the local bank. The crater was about 20 meters away. Every single window in that building got blown out. The very next day, they filled in the crater with dirt, boarded up all the windows with plywood panels, and on those panels it says, "We are open. Bombs hit and we keep working. Nothing gonna stop us."
This is amazing. You can see those people, they're cleaning streets while the war is going on in their town.
This is Pastor Ivan. His church is called Spring of Life, right here in Kramatorsk. 3 years ago, Ivan and a handful of people from his church were forced to leave their hometown of Drushkivka. The Russians had pushed close enough that the town had turned into a kill zone. In places like that, Russian forces run so-called human safari. They hunt civilians with suicide FPV drones, a mother pushing a stroller, an old man on a bicycle, it doesn't matter. If you move, you are a target. When Ivan arrived in Kramatorsk, he looked around and realized something. Most churches had already packed up and headed west to safer cities. But the town was flooded with internally displaced people who had lost everything, and there was nobody left to reach them. That's when Ivan felt the call to plant Spring of Life Church right here in Kramatorsk. On Sundays, about 50 people show up. But here's what blew my mind. They run 12 midweek Bible study groups with around 200 people total. After talking with Pastor Ivan, we unloaded the van. We brought things they actually need, not random stuff. They care for a large number of bedridden people, and humanitarian aid no longer delivers adult diapers and pads. We also brought a lot of medicine. Good morning from Kramatorsk. We unloaded humanitarian aid at the church yesterday, and one of the ladies there graciously invited us to spend the night at her house and let us stay in her room. At night, from every explosion, this door would almost try to open. Boo, boo.
This morning when we woke up in Kramatorsk, our hostess told us at breakfast that explosions we heard at night were not at front lines but in the downtown of Kramatorsk. And while we were talking, she received a phone call from her hometown, which is like 5 miles from the front lines. She was told that her church was destroyed by the bombs this night.
It wasn't a direct hit. The strike hit the neighboring building, but the blast ripped the windows out of the church along with the frames. Roof shingles blown off, and the church vans were severely damaged, including the van that Pastor Ivan drove. I still remember pulling up to his church to unload. His van was parked right there. This nice, long red van. Beautiful van. He drove it to Drushkivka that same evening. And this is what happened overnight. By God's grace, no one was killed, only property damage.
It's been 30 minutes since we're trying to find our way in Sloviansk. With GPS not working, it's very difficult. We're lost here making circles.
A military SUV completely wrapped in a welded steel cage covered with a metal mesh. If a Russian FPV drone carrying a charge hits the vehicle, the warhead detonates against the outer cage. Anti-drone netting is everywhere. Scorched marks where vehicles burned, mined shoulders. It's a sketchy road, but fast. Arriving in Izium, one of our church members serves here. We had a great talk with Igor, prayed for him. His brothers in arms showed up and we transferred everything we brought into their vehicle. Then we drove around Izium and saw the destruction the Russians left behind. Those little white ribbons tied to the bushes, those are markers that the area is mined. Active combat operations happened here. You cannot go off-road. We also passed sappers in full bomb disposal suits, walking through the tree lines, clearing mines. When we drove through Kharkiv, Ukraine's second largest city, we tried to avoid driving through eastern part of the city because it is under constant Russian FPV drone coverage. Sumy, our last stop. Roman has been serving since the first day of the war. We arrived at Roman's building around 9 p.m., waiting for him to get back. We just arrived at Roman's house, but he's not home, and it will be at least an hour before he comes back from rotation, so we decided to go exploring. And I just went to the outskirts of that town, and I got stuck in the mud. The van is on its belly in mud, and it's impossible to get out. I hope Roman has a strong vehicle and he will pull us out when he comes back from the war. We came to encourage him and support him, but now we need him to rescue us. Roman wasn't coming back from a base or barracks. He was coming back from actual combat on the front line. How it works, Roman and his 4-man unit rent a house in Sumy suburbs. They live there 5 days, then they rotate to the front for 5 days, relieving another unit, then back. Both sides do this. Keeping soldiers in one place would be suicidal. A single missile could wipe out an entire company. Troops are scattered across a wide area, living wherever they can find shelter, at least 20 kilometers from the front line. Everything closer is a kill zone. The closer you get, the lower your odds of survival.
We left Sumy this morning, heading toward Kiev, and we just stopped here on the side of the road for a break. And I just heard explosions, so they're so powerful. We're already like 60 miles from the front line, and you can still hear them. It's the 5th time.
When Igor first mentioned the trip to eastern Ukraine, I was pretty scared. Even back home in Lviv, where it's relatively safe, drone and missile attack can be really nerve-wracking. But as I prayed, God gave me peace and confidence that He would be with us and protect us. Throughout the entire trip, I felt His protection. I'm so grateful to God for this trip.